Part of my United Empire practice stream. I think this is part 3. We're kind of picking up where we left off, where we are fighting the Riftborn and the other empire. So here we go. All right, I think this is just one of our irritating. Ooh, that is loud. I was playing Player Unknown's Battlefield with my buddies yesterday, and had to throw my volume way up to hear those incoming footsteps, and that was deafening. Okay, so in this game, we are having some problems with these stupid Riftborn because we went over here and focused. Oops, probably didn't mean to do that. I went over there and focused the UE first. Alright, so we're just going to kind of hide these guys for a moment. Come upgrade them, and let's see what's coming in at us. CP10, but relatively weak guys. So for their CP10, they have, ooh, but stronger than me. Yeah, 3,000 to my 1,000. Yeah, you can see my swords with those Gallifire lasers have 275 compared to his phantoms, which only have 84. So I am much stronger. But he's all beam based with his phantoms. Interesting. So he's beam based with his phantoms and his spirits, but then his other spirit is missile based. Interesting. I might be able to beat that fleet simply by doing a more ranged-based attack. I could probably kill most of this stuff before they even get to me. We'll see how it works out. I might just fight them. I think, let's see, I have 3 shields and 2 swords. Let's get another sword in there. And then I'll almost certainly be able to do it, I think. We'll see. Okay. Just trying to kind of remember where I was here. Alright, remember this is not with the new patch. So we're still up at this nice high colonization limit, and there is nothing that allows me to increase it yet. Alright, certain it's something. Is this the place I just took over? Yes. That's right. They're the ones that colonized the Kessler syndrome for no reason. Alright, so let's grab that and more. What do we want from this? We need more people. So we're going to do this, I think, and that. Okay. Yeah, that's right. This is the really unfortunate thing, which is that this constellation is not connected to my main constellation. So I can't do I can't get access to all this stuff with my trade routes, which is really unfortunate. So I think I'm gonna do something like set up a second trade route empire type thing by putting one there and then a trade colony here. Alright, we have a settler who needs to come over here and grab this place. And we're going to set him down on the arid. 3862 or 113.5. I think the early food's going to be most important. Oh, never mind. 414. Holy crap, this place is amazing. What does it have? Ah, the 17,000 island bridge. That thing's so good. And dense atmosphere and proto-orchids. Okay, so this large ash is amazing. This place actually might be really good. Definitely will spend that to increase it. And we're going to want it to pull from Ukta. Because that's just close by. Okay. Oh, cool. I didn't realize I got some of these guys. I love these guys. They're like kind of crappy old UE guys where they only give the influence on fertile. Let's grab some exoscience stations and some extra food. What else do I want from these guys? Some predictive logics. Okay. And I'm also going to grab a sword, which I'll just buy next, not next turn, the turn after. Okay, so we have a stair, which grew very quickly and very nicely. Let's get these industrial zones going as well. Remember, we're rushing our manpower to do our super annoying zoom in, make people unhappy, start a siege, and then zip out. Alright, so these guys can't do any battle here with these corvettes because we don't have warring privileges in wherever these guys are, I forgot. The Lumeris place. So they're just going to jump over here. So we're going to have them jump over here. And these guys are going to build them another tug. No. These guys are going to build them another tug. I think. Yeah. Or here. Nope, they're just going to go over here. I take it all back. Ooh, did I just see a 9-person Empire fleet? Their last hurrah, perhaps? We'll just have them hold there for a second then. Okay. So Tikal still needs guidance. What do we have over here? Ooh, lots of Riftborn dudes. Awesome. Alright, let's just unlock those guys. 2068 and 43. Okay, yeah, so we want some guys here. So we're actually going to switch one more over there so that they can grow nicely. Tunk, and then tunk. All right, so that place is awesome. Lots of nice Riftborn to be taken. Okay, we almost have the science wonder. Again, I did the wonders super late because I was just kind of lazy about them. I lost endless research parks because I was super lazy about it. But yeah, we're okay for the moment. Anything else I need to do? Brains more bucks. Good. These things are not great. All right, so we got our level 2 improvement, and I think we're gonna go with. I kind of want to do Hydromel because 100 food per system is guaranteeing no matter what. If the 100 is going straight to surplus, 100 it's guaranteeing growth every 3 turns, which is really really strong. And the extra food from Red Sang only matters if you have a bunch of people. And if you have a bunch of people, you're already going to be growing super fast. So the 100 food from Hydromel is actually going to make my smaller places grow super, super fast. So I think it's actually a pretty good one, even though I'm not getting that much at the moment. I'm going to be increasing it pretty quickly. And you only need 20 since it's a stage 2. So I'm going to do that. But yeah, so I'm going to be colonizing this place and this place and this place in order to start bumping up that Hydromel and starting a trade route that takes advantage of it. So when I do that, I should be able to be getting quite a bit. So I'm getting 2 here already. I'll be getting 2 more here once I'm done there. And 2 more, I'm guessing, here as well. 3 more here. Awesome. So that will give me a nice 7 per turn without the trade route. And I'll be able to, do it improve one every 3 turns, which is decent. Not wonderful, but definitely decent. Stupid Empire. Why don't you just die? You know you're dead. I know you're dead. Since we zoomed by, let's figure out where these bastards are. Alright. Where was that? Aha! An extra fleet. Let's have them jump over here. Provide some extra support when they get there. Alright. Oh, excuse me. My nose is itchy. Fact. Okay, much better. Alright. And yeah, just gotta head back up there. I think that's the end of the turn. Oh, we need tech. How's our tech doing? 3,600 per turn, 3,700 per turn. Turn 80 is pretty weak. Pretty weak. I usually like to be around 6,000 at this point. So, real bad. Very weak showing from the Empire this game. I did not play it very well in general. I just wasn't very strong, wasn't very smart. If I was playing against James and his Lumeris, for example, I think I would be getting pretty crushed in really every aspect of the game at the moment, which is never a good feeling. I don't like getting crushed. So what we're gonna do is find some ways to boost that. And I think the best way to boost those is getting these two pretty early, or much earlier than I am now, and start building them. And I should have done especially this one a long time ago. That would have really helped. The other thing that I need is some better armor for my constant wars. And also I want to get this culture center, which is also going to help me out. So that should be good for the next couple turns. All right, we got another election. As always, I want to get scientists in the Senate, because Petra is a wonderful scientist. There she is, or a wonderful senator. There she is. Because she will eventually, she doesn't have them now because she's been at war for so much, and as we all know, militarist heroes don't get any bonuses. But once she gets this, you gain +1 movement speed and +1 probe stock to all of your fleets, which is wonderful, or all of your heroes for the probes, which is wonderful. Movement speed is always at a premium, which means that oh, I will fight. And I drew. Nice. Oh, I lost a Riftborn though. That's too bad. I will also conscript here. And that went much better. Okay, there they are. The big fleet that I saw earlier. All right, so let's just kill these guys. Hopefully this will be their last kind of hurrah. I got some escorts, but mostly they're missile based, it looks like. Yeah. All right, so they're mostly missile based. Let's distribute these guys a little bit more intelligently, where we can have some actual firepower in the middle and some defense in the top. I think these guys should be okay. Yeah, I think that will be best. All right, so let's see how that works out. And I kind of want to watch this battle. Maybe I can talk about it a little bit. Yep, so he picked power to the shields, which is kind of understandable. All right, so just from looking at this, we can see, again, he's mostly missile based, so his primary power is going to be in the first stage. However, I have pretty good missile defenses on my shields and Petra. Um, so I was able to kill a lot of the incoming missiles that were coming in, except for in this bottom area where they all went onto my shield, I'm guessing, and I just wasn't able to kill enough in order to save it. But you can see that even though his major damage bonuses, or his major damage is front-loaded onto the first and second rounds, I actually outdamaged him in the first round, even at long range, thanks to my awesome Gallifire lasers. All right. And then, yeah, it looks like he was mostly dead by Flotilla 2 anyways, and or Phase 2 anyways, and didn't really do any damage. So what this tells me is that a bunch of missiles were getting through. Like 13,000 damage is quite a bit. Lots of missiles were getting through. And that means my missile defenses are not up to par what they needed to be. Which is why, and I talked about this earlier, which is why I rushed for these better ultra dense slugs. And that's going to give me a whole bunch more missile defense. And I'm not sure if I upgraded my guys yet. I did. All right, so and then I have them here. So the new version will be significantly better than the ones I have right now. So, no, I want the tugs. Tugs have them as well. Perfect. Yeah. So the Empire is pretty cool because they get to do that population change thing. But it is super underwhelming. Like basically any population-based bonuses are super underwhelming in almost all cases. Like it's one of the reasons, if you've heard our discussions before, that Horatio are so weak, is that all of their bonuses and their core mechanic is population-based, and those population-based are just basically irrelevant in the late game. Um, they don't really do much for you and are completely overshadowed by simple things like buildings, things that you're going to be building anyways. And yeah, they are basically it just turns the Mizari just become Sophons and the militarists just become Hisho. If they were a little bit more special, I might consider them cool, but yeah, definitely right now lackluster to the extreme. Alright, so we got these guys here. Pretty powerful fleet, but very single-minded. Very beam-focused. So I think we can take them. We're going to try. We're going to try and take these guys. Alright, we're not going to be getting lucky because that's going to put them in range for their stuff. We're not going to even deploy anyone to the first flotilla, because since he's beam focused, anyone he puts in the first flotilla will be wasted, and this gives us 2 phases to shoot at him before he gets to us. So let's fight. We're taking the morale penalty, but that's not a big deal if he doesn't get to shoot anyways. Yeah, see, there we go. And what I expect, yep, so he allocated guys to both the first and third flotilla, and you can see that since these guys are all short, they never got to fire at all. Same with these guys down here, that these guys are both short, they never got to fire a single time. So I was able to kill his 1 missile ship right off the bat, which he assigned to Flotilla 2. Killed it right off the bat. And therefore none of his other ships were able to do any damage, and I was able to just shoot at them until they were dead. And so I just killed Flotilla 1, and then they turned to Flotilla 2. So that is why you never, when you're building your own fleets and ships, even if you have really, really powerful and advanced beams, or really just any single type of weapon, never focus them 100%, because you can just get outplayed by a human doing something smart. Like there. I completely negated the entire, like his 2,000 power fleet or 3,000 power fleet was almost completely negated and reduced to like 400 or 500 power. That one ship that had missiles, or I guess 1700 power ship, but with no defenses versus my entire fleet. So that's why you never do that. Um, and yeah, hopefully you guys learned a little bit from that. Because that is the difference between playing against humans and playing against AIs, is that you can get away with doing stupid things against AIs, but you definitely cannot against intelligent humans. All right. Where are we going? You are going down over here, I think. Yeah, you have enough tanks to start an invasion over there. That sounds good. All right. And we got this guy here. I'm gonna buy this sword because I really just want this vine ship off of Selfie. Yeah, so code the pop bonus be increased with it. Yeah, I wish. So I wrote a pretty extensive post on the G2G forums, and I think I linked it on the Reddit forums as well, talking about population threshold bonuses in general. Now, how I think they are really lackluster and not very interesting, and some changes I hoped to implement into them to make them more synergistic with each race's core mechanic. And I think there were some pretty cool ideas in there, if I do say so myself, which I do. But in general, just really interesting things, and that not only right now they're pretty boring and lackluster. That every single one follows the exact same formula, and all of them end up being kind of bleh. Take it or leave it. They're just kind of invisible bonuses that you don't really notice. What we suggested and what we wanted to do with them was turn them into much more synergistic, much more impactful aspects of each race. And to do that, we wanted to try and isolate what was the core mechanic of each race and how can that be executed or influenced or aided by something like a population threshold. Yeah, by something like a population threshold. And the coolest thing that we came up for the Empire, and I actually think the Empire one should be their basic faction trait. And I can show you guys this in a second. Wow, why do I have all these guys and no Mazari? That's weird. That's really weird. Normally you at least get one, but whatever. Yeah, and so by their faction trait, I mean this thing right here. So right now you have Emperor's Will, which is plus 0.1 influence per industry spent. What I would prefer this to be is the something like a Thinkers and Tinkers for influence, where every single one of your systems gets a flat bonus to influence based on the number of systems you have. And what that would allow you to do is when I start taking these new systems, they'll actually start growing their influence bubble very quickly. And that actually makes peaceful conversions using influence actually a viable strategy for expansion. Because right now, the way that the game mechanics work right now is that you have one or two places that get these huge bubbles. But unless you're really lucky, like Zubin, my capital, is going to get this huge bubble because I build all of my cool stuff here. But where's the next nearest place I can even culturally convert? That's going to be over here in Kamos, and I'm obviously going to be taking them over militarily long before this bubble gets there. And that makes cultural conversion kind of a useless mechanic, or at least incredibly niche. With this Thinkers and Tinkers version, it makes every single one of your systems a potential threat for cultural inversion, and it will snowball and accelerate as you go through the game and acquire more systems, which is a mechanic I really, really, really like and want to see implemented. The problem is that the dev brought it up is that they like to link population threshold bonuses to the population themselves, and that gets in the way of customization, which I think I've said it before, I'm totally fine with. Like if Amplitude just completely destroyed and eliminated the ability to make custom races, I would be 100% okay with that. I think it's a pretty useless game mechanic that really doesn't add anything to the actual game. Um, I mean, we never use them. Yeah, I know, right? We never use them. They are just a way to be that is easily exploited and just basically breaks the game. And there's no reason really to ever do them. So the fact that they are concerned about balancing the game around custom factions is actually really concerning to me. Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty bad. Definitely not a fan, and it is not encouraging to me that they're in that mindset, that they feel that the uh, that the race customization is a core and important mechanic in their game. When I think if you talk to really anyone in the community, especially those who are really engaged and invested in the game, like me, that race customization is just completely negligible to the point where James and I have banned it in every single one of our games. That we don't even want to deal with it because it's stupid and broken in every way. So it's really concerning to me that they put such a high priority on it, to the point of not balancing and implementing cool ideas, or yeah, disregarding interesting and cool ideas for the sake of preserving it. That is very concerning to me. Um, if anything, I think that will be the downfall of this game, is if the devs don't realize that race customization is stupid. And it hurts the long-term health of the game, which would be really sad because I am obviously loving this game an insane amount. That's why I've been playing it so much. Yeah, that's basically what it's turned into, and I see absolutely no reason to have that in the game. And uh, yeah, just there's no reason to have that in a game. Like, yeah, it might be kind of a fun, stupid little like, oh, look at what we can do, like gimmick basically. But to have it as a core mechanic, and specifically a core mechanic that the developers are concerned about preserving, is kind of absurd to me. Like, I just don't get it. Why is it here? Why do they care about it? These are questions that actually are really concerning to me, to be perfectly honest. It seems like it was an idea that one of the devs had that they're just kind of really attached to and don't want to let go of, because it might be their baby or whatever. Uh, but sometimes in all things, you just gotta let go. Sometimes the health of your game is more important than your most important feature. Yeah, yeah, and that's yeah. I know that the custom factions were around in ES1. We played ES1 as well, and did the exact same thing. Just banned them in our PvP play, or even our co-op play, because they're just stupid. They don't have the mechanics in place and the foundation to create or limit the creation of balanced custom races. to the point where it's so easy to make absolutely absurd custom races. And I hated them even then. I hate them now. I just, again, I just don't see the point. They don't have a place in this game. Yeah. And that's my big long rant about custom races and why I don't think they should be in this game. I mean, they even have a toggle at the beginning of the screen that says allow custom races or not. Why would you balance something around a core, like, why would you consider something a core mechanic that you can just turn off at the beginning of every single game? Just doesn't make sense to me. All right. And that is all I'll say about that, which is probably more than enough for you guys. All right, what did I lose here? Yay, Empire's gone. Yep. All right, get off my place, dude. Oh, you're mad that I attacked your ship. Well, stop blockading my colony.
Do not protect.
Ooh, Unfallen is getting a bit testy. I did not like that. That's okay. They're my next target anyways. Alright, so what can we do with this guy? So we got our awesome science bonus, our awesome influence bonus. Ooh, that's actually pretty good for later in the game. I think we're going to give him a little bit of happiness. Okay, and we're going to go up here and prevent him from doing anything up here and kill that fine ship because it's in my way. And so now that I've eliminated the Empire, Riftborn's next. It looks like they're getting pressure from the Cravers as well. I really just want to take these spots, and I'll probably stop at Gistrad, and then if they want to keep Vorta, I don't really care. I really just want to control this constellation, and then I'll turn to the Unfallen. And they will be my next victims. Alright, so we need some happiness for all of our dudes. Pretty badly. God damn it. I hate how they keep doing this. They're just like sending in little Geiss and colonizing planets in the middle of my empire. Just go away. Yeah, there's no way that they're going to be completing this in 5 turns, and so I can just kill it when they get here. Yep, so there's that. Alright, how are you guys doing? You got 65 tanks. Should be enough to at least start an invasion on... Hell, let's do Gistrad. Why not? Feodix is, I don't think, a colony yet. Yeah, it's just an outpost. So yeah, let's do it. Yeah, 100% agree. I think that they did the individual, like the standard normal factions, incredibly well. To the point that, I mean, I love them, and I think there's a lot of engagement and depth possible with them. With just the standard factions, and you really don't need anything else. Like, this is a hot button issue for me, guys. That this bugs me kind of the most about really any game that I play. That watching developers get too attached to their creations. I know it's super hard, and as a designer and someone who creates things myself, I totally get it. But sometimes for the health of your game, you gotta let go of something that you consider a core mechanic if it really doesn't have a place in your game. Oh, and I'm sorry for those loud noises. I'm just gonna kind of mute this. James is currently making slides for his for a presentation he has to give tomorrow in Ukraine, and is watching Moana, and he's sending me pictures of the baby Moana saying that it's cute. He's a goofy guy. All right. So we're getting our tech through. Nice, nice. What do we got here? We got some more guys, and these are all missile dudes. All right, so we're gonna get lucky. And how can he distribute? He can go to all three. So we're gonna get lucky in this fashion. We're probably gonna lose a couple guys here. Yep, so we lost Flotilla 1. I'm guessing he allocated 2 to Flotilla 1. 2 of his big ships to Flotilla 1. Yep, there you go. That's a standard practice for them, which is pretty annoying. But yeah, basically I just need better flotilla defenses at the moment, or missile defenses at the moment, and then I can really start defending myself against this guy, because the strength of Riftborn is in their ability to just overwhelm missile defenses, specifically kinetic defenses, with simply the amount of missiles that they can throw out. That they just have so many weapon slots on their attack ships that they can just throw them out kind of without thinking. They just have so many, which is cool. I like the mechanic in general. It adds a lot of interesting things, interesting play styles for them. All right, and Batel, that's where we want our trading corporation or trading outpost. And Nair, you're gonna be oh my god, I get so much influence. Hell yeah, we want to buy that. God, I love the Empire's buyout mechanic. It's pretty great. All right, let's get that. Hydromel. And anyone else have curiosities around here? Yeah, you do. Let's head over here. All right, let's finish off this vine ship once and for all. Get out of my place. Yeah, you don't seek harmony. Don't lie to me. You're blockading my shit. Alright. Oh, that's duplicate probe. And then I'm gonna, let's see. So I can't do anything because he closed his borders. I think I'm gonna head over here and then just start probing like crazy over in that direction. See what's over there. Nice, we got this. Beten, how are you? Arid Savannah? That place isn't bad. I'm surprised I haven't colonized it before. Let's colonize it now. All right, let's keep investing into our fairly measly trade companies. Unfortunately, they're not as good as I hoped they would be, but that's okay. Yeah, they're still okay. They're still pumping out a little bit, giving me some extra resources. We're getting a nice 27 Eden incense per turn, which is allowing me to do my my system colonies. All right, Ceres, the only one without a level 2. So let's get at that. Yeah, maybe doing the hydromill was a little bit early. Maybe I should have waited until tier 3 to use the hydromill, but you know, whatever. It's actually not that big of a deal. Wow. I did not realize that this was a small baron. That kind of sucks. That kind of sucks a lot. So we got 412 or 117. I think I'm going to go with the... Yeah, I'm going to go with this one. Now we're going to want the food. And... they're not really giving me anything, are they? Yeah, let's just do that for now. It's not a great place. Not actually excited about it. We got, whoa, wow, we have 70 tanks here. Let's throw down an invasion on their main capital, just to be annoying. I want you guys to defend. And, all right, Farver. What do we have over here at Farver? Do you guys have bonuses on fertile? You do. So let's get that. And you guys are really cranking along. So let's get that and these and this, this, and this. I think this one first because we have lots of anomalies. Cool. We definitely want lots of industrial zones on all of our hot places. All right. Cool. So we're going to switch these around a little bit now that we have industrial zones. Crank up our industry a little bit bigger and grab these science resources. And then actually we're probably going to want to slide this in somewhere here, I think. And then we can get AI labor. All right. This is looking pretty good. I think we can. Oh, that is one thing that I meant to do a long time ago. Oh, got this settler here. I meant to buy that settler a long time ago and grab up the academy so that my guys are gonna start leveling up very quickly. I should probably buy this settler as well, simply because they are so cheap. And just accelerating my expansion is always good. Alright, let's grab this thing, and wow, we burned through those few places really quickly. Let's get this as well, and maybe one of these. Battle at Tikal. More missiles? Nope. Their main spirit is beams, so we're actually going to do power to the shields. And hopefully we'll be able to kill it before it gets to us. We did indeed. Hey dude, what's up? Alright, so let's get these as well before this. And then we're going to want this. Is that correct? I think that's correct. Yes. Okay. So we're going to buy that. Hey man, thanks for coming. I'm glad you guys are engaging. It's pretty cool. As I said, this is my first real stream. I've actually got it set up and I'm talking to you guys in the chat like a good streamer, and it's super fun. You know, I love the community a ton. So thanks for being awesome, guys. Here's to you. All right, so we got a cool trade route going in this second place now. Nice. It's getting us some hydromel and nice bonuses there. Let's pump it up a little bit. And we're definitely want to be focusing these luxury resource incomes because we want to bump up our hydromel production as much as possible. All right, and we're going to be getting 5. Nice. Oh, that's a good question. Now that the expert guides are done, what are we going to do with our channel? We have a couple ideas. Number one is definitely more of our PvP games. We've been having an insane amount of fun with them, and they've been getting a pretty good response from you guys. So we're having fun with them just playing. So we definitely want to have more of those for you guys and for us, and maybe we'll get the chance to do some really cool things like play games versus devs and play games versus the community themselves. Also, we have a whole bunch of plans to do a little like mini series, where I want to do one about the battle system because I understand it really well, and it's going to be all about like ship design, fleet compositions, understanding the battle system, flotillas, how you can manipulate the mechanics of the battle system to your advantage, how to design ships to use those, what battle cards you should use in those type of situations. And that, I think, could be a pretty interesting series and really helpful because a lot of the mechanics of the battle system are kind of buried. I don't really know why they're buried, but they are. Um, so hopefully I'll make a series. I'll get around to making a series relatively soon, really diving into that. And James wants to do a similar type of thing um, for trade routes and economic bonuses, because he is kind of the master of that. He spent most of his time playing. Ooh, that might be okay. I think that's still worse than our Gallifire lasers. But yeah, so he wants to do the economy focused stuff where he can really go into trade routes and maximizing your economy and how you can go about maximizing your economy using each different or with tips that are for all races, not just Lumeris. So we have some stuff, exactly, both economy and warfare guides, each drawing on our specialties. Um, and so that should take up a lot of time because we have our normal lives, or we have work and stuff that we have to do anyways. So we'll be able to get around to those hopefully eventually. As I said, James is giving a presentation in Ukraine for like a week, and I have my company and doing that stuff that I have to do as well. So we're both pretty busy guys, especially right now. Things are getting very interesting. And yeah, hopefully we'll be able to get around to those. As far as branching into Endless Legends, because we're pretty busy and have lives outside of our YouTube channels, um, the I don't want to say that we don't have any time to do it, but all of our time that we would have to do an Endless Legend branch out, I think at least right now we'd rather be playing Endless Space 2. Like really just focus on getting really good at this game. Because the more we play this game, the more we're learning and the better we are becoming at this game. And and maybe once we get to a point where we're like, we know everything about Endless Space 2 and no one can touch us in our knowledge. We are now ready for the next game. Maybe that's when we'll start branching out. But both James and I have that type of personality where we'd rather be masters of one game rather than be like just okay on a bunch. So we'll probably stick with Endless Space 2 for a while. The in-depth guide on population management for cravers. Um, I would love to do that. One of the major things that I think elevated my Cravers play to kind of the next level, if you want to call it, if you want to talk about it like that, is definitely the realization of how to balance slave populations and depletion points. And the way you do that is through population micromanagement, as you probably guessed from that comment. And it's super interesting. It's super fun. Or I think it's super fun because it's super interesting. But it's also a giant pain in the ass with the interface that they've created. That there's no like population screen or whatever. I mean, if I had my choice and I was if I was the dev, and again, I have very little programming experience. Like I can build. I'm an engineer, so I can build like analytic programs and problem solving programs, but I've never designed a game or anything like that. But if I had the chops to do it and I was a dev, in this screen, if you click on this place like this, it would pop down with all of the planets and all of the population in those planets, and you could just move them around from this screen. And then you'd have this, instead of the hangar, you'd have the spaceport over here. And then you could throw them in here and then choose where they would go, all from this screen. Like that would be amazing. And then you could just go from each place, each down your list of tons of planets, and just micro them all from this one interface. That's how I would do it. And that would be amazing. It's not that way, so population micromanagement right now is pretty annoying. Oh, also in this screen for population diversity, if you click on the population screen, you can kind of see it here. Like they're starting it, but you just can't see who's in all of the different places. Like, I don't know what this is. Like, what the hell? Oh, wait, this is one of my outposts. Let's click on these guys. Oh, maybe you can. Oh, you can do this. Good job, guys. I take back what I said. You can do this from here. Interesting. Interesting. All they need now is a spaceport. Like, they need this and they need the spaceport. That's that's awesome. I did not know that this existed, and this makes my life 100 times easier. The only possible problem is that if they don't put depletion points, a depletion point counter when you're playing the Cravers, I want to start a Cravers game right now to figure this out. Because holy shit, this is gonna like cut down like 10 minutes off of each of my turns in the late game. Oh, that's amazing. But yeah, they still need the spaceport thing because you need to be able to just look at your population thing, see which planets have which populations without like going through and counting them, especially when you get to like 10 or more, and be able to distribute them from one single screen. That would be super helpful and really necessary. Yeah, I'm going to. It's actually so James and I have a giant list. I think it's like 4 or 5 pages of game ideas and design ideas that we would have for this game. And we want to share all of them all at once, but we don't want to make this gigantic post of just kind of us rambling and ranting about it. So we're trying to find ways to kind of, pepper them slowly into the game and into the community, so that people don't feel like we're whining or overwhelming them. Ooh, shit, that sucks. So yeah, we're trying to do it relatively slowly and tactfully. All right, we're just gonna do guerrilla warfare here. But yeah, and so that idea is definitely on there. It's on the list, guys. Um, Yep, so we're doing the same kind of thing, just dropping some dudes to be annoying. And we're gonna head up here. Um, let's see, other thing. Whoa, that's a lot of big ships you got. All right, let's grab up these curiosities for my bonuses. Yeah. All right, where is this happening? In Maz. Oh wait, this is me being aggressive. Okay, cool. Yeah, nodes revealed. Soft. Okay. And we'll just sit here killing ships for a little while, I think. Yep, he's all lasery, so we're gonna go shields. Yeah, so that's super, super easy to fix. All you would have to do is say, just like everyone else, where their population can't grow during sieges, just don't let Riftborn build more population during invasions specifically. Like as long as you do that, fixed, 100%. Super easy. I I think it's just kind of an oversight on their part that they didn't actively do it, but it just kind of slipped by without them noticing. Because you can play test a whole bunch, but little things like that are always going to slip through the cracks. And I don't blame them for that. They just needed someone to call attention to it, which hopefully we can do as avid gamers and lovers of this game specifically. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to upgrade these guys to level 3 because this 170 is growing not super slow, but not super fast. Hopefully this will pump it up to over 150, and then we'll be growing every other turn, and this will fill up this really good place super quickly. And that's how I want to use my level 3 modernizations. To help my good places grow super fast. And so we're just going to sell all of my Eden Incense because I don't need it at the moment. Yeah, so that's what the real benefit of those flat bonuses rather than the population-based bonuses is that you can throw them into your smaller places and really bump them up very quickly. All right, so we're just going to do that, I think. Hopefully we can get that going. maybe somewhere down the line I can find where this constellation connects to this constellation, and maybe that will bring my trader routes all the way back through, but that's going to involve conquering 2 more races, which is okay. I think once I take Gistrad, and I can just leave them over here, this is going to be a wonderful bottleneck defensive point against the Craver Onslaught. So I'm just going to sit here and be like, come at me. And then I'll keep expanding around this side of the donut. But yeah, as you can see, I'm already pretty big. I've got how many systems? 22? That's not bad. Turn 86? I've done better before. As I said, this game was kind of slow, was a little sloppy. Definitely not my best effort. Oops, I forgot to take my medicine this morning. Okay, that's a bit better. All right, Petra. All right, so now we're gonna get +1 speed and on all of our fleets because Petra is amazing. All right, let's get her Hello. Oh, she's she's not on the colonization. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to check. Are those lasers that I booped better than my Gallifires? So my Gallifires do 33. Is that counting this? Yes. So my Gallifires do 28 and 15% crit chance versus 21 and 5. So you can see the Gallifire lasers are amazing. It's turn 80 and I'm still using them, which is awesome. Or turn 86 and I'm still using a weapon I got at like turn 22 or 23. I guess it was later in this game, but like turn 23-ish is usually normal. So that's why Gallifire lasers are so good, is because they remain relevant and viable way into the late game. Simply because of that crit chance. Super strong. Highly suggest getting them every single time. So what I'm doing here is kind of just filling in all of the blanks, grabbing up all of these remaining systems. But what it is doing is killing my happiness. So you can see my approval ratings are pretty low. And I'm not 100% sure how I want to fix that. I have Jingoist Joy Bill, so I can start declaring war on a whole bunch of people. But how do I want to do that is the question. I think what I want to do is take one of my scouts, maybe even say this scout fleet, so it's not going to be super vulnerable. Which one's this guy? And he has... Let me look at what my patrol build is right now. Those guys. And let's grab, instead of that, let's grab this and that. And just for kicks and giggles, let's give them some actual defensive stats. All right, so let's build one of these patrols. So we'll have, actually, let's grab 2, I think. Let's grab 2 of these patrols to add to this fleet. And this fleet's just going to go and explore and find some civs over here that I can declare war on without too many consequences. All right, welcome. Welcome to the stream. All right. You guys are awesome. I want to get one of those cool like subscriber things that a bunch of the truly legit streamers have. Like if someone subscribes, they have some goofy like dancing bear or whatever and a sound. I want to figure out how to do that, but I don't know. Our stream's super small right now. Out of curiosity, I'm gonna check how many of you guys are watching. I can't tell. Why doesn't it tell? That's weird. It should really tell me how many people are watching, but I don't know. But yeah, we love you guys. You're awesome. We really appreciate you guys tuning in. 5 people? All right. Yeah, so one of my favorite streamers, James and I both played an absolute shit ton of League of Legends back in the day, and I still watch one streamer named Solo Rennington Only, and he has probably the greatest little jingle every time someone subscribes. So I want one too, but I think I'm gonna hold off on that until I have more people watching. Because we love you, I love you five guys, but you know the subscribe thing isn't gonna come in every often enough for it to be really worth the time investment to do it. All right, and I'm sure it's probably like 10 minutes, and those of you who actually know how to do it are just laughing at me. But whatever, I'm okay being laughed at. All right, it's turn 87. All right, all right, all right, all right. So I'm trying to think of how I can accelerate this. Because turn 87, if we think back to the PvP game of, or my brother and my PvP game, turn 87 was really when, James had really big, super powerful fleets, and he was kind of starting his incursion into my place, and had something ridiculous like 12,000 science or something nuts. Like, my science is such shit this game. It's really bad. I'm not exactly sure what happened. Um, I think mostly it's the fact that I'm not devoted right now, and I didn't get endless research parks. But even then, having only 3,000 or 4,000 base science output is really bad. Like, my trade routes suck. Like, they suck. I've been investing into them and everything, but I think it was just the fact that my empire is split onto two constellations and that aren't linked really sucks. What I would like to do is have the ability to build a wormhole, like have a tech somewhere in like tier 4 or maybe tier 5. I would think tier 4. Like, have this one not only allow you to move through space, through warp space, but also have something that you could build a wormhole. And therefore you could use it to like connect two star systems like Aster and Artemis. If I built it in both of them, it boom gets a wormhole, and then you can link systems that aren't naturally linked by the game. And so that if something like this happens to you, because you can't really predict it, you don't get access to the wormholes until after your first couple trade companies, usually. Um, you can actually kind of fix that. And I think it would also be really cool. Like, just having a bunch of links. So, if I get Esther to Artemis, that allows my empire over here to communicate and send ships to this part of my empire over here very quickly. And same with Quarus and Malal. It allows you a really cool, like, interconnection type thing for your empire, and has a whole lot of sci-fi coolness to be linked with it. All right, so we're losing some people, mostly because of unhappiness, because I've been expanding a whole lot. That's, I'm gonna say it's pretty much okay. I'm not too worried about it. These guys are pretty happy. Let's grab some more science since we're talking about it. Alright, what can you do that's useful? Science and industry. Those are two nice things. Yeah, definitely this is not a good game from me, simply because my science is so bad. Like, if I was playing against James, I'd be getting crushed right now. There's just my science wouldn't be able to stand up to him. Okay, so we're just gonna sit here and siege for a little bit, hopefully kill his outpost soon. Yes. And we'll establish this place. Toxic, toxic, barren, barren. Why am I getting this place again? Yeah, let's grab this barren. I mean, I guess I'll be able to terraform this stuff eventually, but seems kind of stupid in the short run. Whatever. We're just trying new things. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what their plans are for new major or minor factions. I know we're supposed to be getting a new expansion relatively soon, I think. Uh, Not 100% sure when it's supposed to be delivered, but I'd love a new faction. I think instead of adding new content, they should fix the content that they have right now first, because they released this game really prematurely. Like, they did the whole apology thing. Like, they know it. We as the community know it. Like, there's a lot of things in this game that they really need to fix still. And one of the most important um, being just the balance changes from between the different races. Ooh, nice. Some nice torpedoes. Yeah. So yeah, that's just my opinion. Fix what you have already, and then start adding new stuff. All right. That's right. Run. How are these guys doing on manpower? They're going back to full next turn. Perfect. What are these guys? There's some random force over there. Is that a Geist? No, it's a Shadow. All right. Yeah. And yeah, I think it's good game design to do to fix what you have first before you start trying to add on new gimmicky things that aren't really that important, in all honesty. Like, we have 8 races. 8 races is a whole bunch. You can do a whole lot of interesting things, but really we only have 6 races right now because Voidyani are broken just beyond compare right now. It really makes me sad how terrible the Voidyani are as far as balance and design. But on top of that, the Horatio are also just absolute shit. Like, they're also beyond useless. So if you wanna bring those guys into the fold and actually make them useful, then they have a lot of work to do. Yeah, and that's what I mean. That, like, some of the races just aren't viable, and I'd love them to be, but they're not. And so before you're thinking of going through all of the design hassle of building a new race and making sure it's balanced and all of that and all of the mechanics and coming up with all that shit, just fix what you have. Like, they have a wonderful foundation right now. Just fix what you have. So that's my hope. And if there are any devs watching this, I love you guys and I hope you take this advice. So fix Horatio. I love them. I have spent more time trying to get Horatio to work than any other race in this game. I have played more Horatio than I've played Cravers, which is saying something. Simply trying to get them to work. Exactly. I like this guy. He agrees with me. Alright, let's grab one of these. And how's your happiness? Not great. That and that. Right, Ranos, where are you sell? Where is the cell? Why are you drawing from all the way over there? Draw from a stair. That's the other thing that I would like them to fix, is not pulling from the closest, or not pulling from the best possible colony, the one that's producing the most food surplus at the moment, but just, like, balance it a little bit around also proximity. That, you know, pulling it from Ysel, those ships are never, ever, ever going to get there in time. So why not just pull from a stair where they can go boop, and just do it super quickly? To me, that's a much better policy. But now we have 2, and we have to find out where the other one is. So there's Ysel. Libra. No, just pull from Artemis. This is what I'm talking about. And you have a nice place ready to supply you right there. Pull from there. I guess Libra's also pretty close. What else is trying to pull from a stair? Dekai, Brina. Where's that? I don't even know where that is in my empire. Oh, that's over here. Again, pretty useless. We're gonna switch to Guyena. Guyena is also a good place to pull from. What other place is trying to pull from a stair? Do I have any other colonies? Ah, one of these is probably doing it. Yes, there we go. Yeah, and you can see that those 3 ships are pulling from, are on their way, but never going to get there. All right, you pull from Braya, and you're pulling from Zubin. You pull from Ilarion. It's not going to be big, but it's going to be something, and it's actually going to get there. All right, what do we got here? Yeah, don't even try with Voidyani. In my opinion, they're the coolest race. They look the coolest. They have, or maybe not the coolest. They are a really cool race. They look the coolest. Their art is amazing. Their concept is really unique and interesting, but they're just horridly designed. Horridly designed to the point where I have to kind of laugh. Like whoever designed them, I don't think they had time or just didn't play test them. Because giving them a carrier, a carrier plus on turn 12 if they have a good start is horribly broken. It's just stupid. I don't know why they would ever allow that to happen. But on the converse side, just if they don't start near a minor civ, they just are useless for the whole game. So, ugh. Don't even get me started. 2 pages of our 4-page thing where of things that we want to change all have to do with changing the Voidyani and fixing them basically, because we think we know how. Certainly not perfectly, and there are definitely ways to improve the ideas that we have on them, but there's also a lot of merit to those ideas as well. You know, at least it can be a start, is the point. All right, they got all lasers again, which makes this a no-brainer. I'm just going to destroy them, and they're not going to have a chance because they're stupid. And this is my problem with AIs. No, we are not going to truce with you. Yeah, AIs are too stupid to even mount an intelligent defense. And they love beams so much that, yeah, it's just, nope. Yeah, this is the other thing. Propose truce. You can either spend the influence to refuse, or you can just right-click and close it, and it just goes away. Again, very, very stupid. Something that's, I would think, easy to fix. They have things that you can't end your turn without addressing. They just need to put that in here. It's on our list as well. Luxury deposits, we got 2. Let's just grab that and these. Okay. Sam's a decent place. Anything else? Just stare. You need something. This, and I will have to decide later. Okay, anyone else need my assistance? Nope, everyone looks like they're pretty good. Definitely having some happiness problems this game, because I haven't found enough people to declare wars on. So yeah. That's a problem, and probably my own fault. I should have been doing more scouting in the mid game, but that's definitely one of my weaknesses. Ooh, They did not like me coming in. But yeah, again, they're 100% short range. So all I have to do is go power to the shields and just do one flotilla. And that means that anyone that they assign to flotillas 1 or 3 are just wasted. So these AIs are so stupid. It's so stupid. Yeah, so even though he massively outpowered me, I lose 0 ships, take almost 0 damage, and just destroy him. So, shrug. What is he gonna do? Hopefully not be an idiot in future incarnations of the game. Yeah, and so we're just gonna keep moving right along, probing and exploring. And that's why I didn't send in just probes, is that I wanted some guys to be there to support them. Okay. Anyone need my assistance? Didn't. Oh, I guess I just looked at these guys and didn't actually do anything. All right, let's get spin project and industrial site. And yeah, I'm actually hurting on dust. Yeah. After I do this little practice, maybe even before I finish this game, I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Sometime in the not too distant future, maybe after this game, maybe I'm just gonna be like, ah, I fucked this game up, and I'm gonna do
Anger.
their mod, their patch, their pseudo patch, the thing that's the mod, and start testing it out and kind of do my feedback first time playing it, because I'm super concerned with the effect that that mod's gonna have on specifically cravers. I think it's actually going to make cravers unplayable simply because they are not giving them a happiness bridge and for the mid game. So they can start out with just declaring war on everyone. Again, a silly mechanic. It's on my list. Um, to get that plus 15 happiness to get them through the early and mid game, or through the early game, maintaining their slave population. But then with the elimination, like the total gutting of the us or them law, they just have no way to go to maintain a happy slave empire during the mid game. Which, if you watched the PvP game, was really really important. Like the whole interesting and fun thing about cravers in the mid game is doing that population micromanagement, making sure that your planets don't deplete. And if you don't have the happiness to kind of do that, to give you the wiggle room to do that micromanagement, um, your empire is just going to, like, you can't use as many slaves, which means you're going to have fewer, or you're going to have more cravers per planet. That means you're going to deplete faster, which means you're going to deplete all your planets. And that once you have a depleted planet, you lose more than 50% of the FIDs produced by that planet, because slaves go from 200% to 100%, cravers go from 250 to 50. And if you allow that to happen, you basically are screwed for the rest of the game. It cuts your economy in half, more than in half, and then you just can't compete for the rest of the game against someone like, say, the Lumeris, who don't have that problem and will just be growing exponentially for the whole thing. So that's what I'm really concerned with, and I made a really big post about it on the G2G forums, talking about why I thought it was a problem and what they can do to fix it. And what I said was that the us or them law should, because right, the way that they changed it, that it gives bonuses to like you have to pay 3 influence per person per population that you have for a bonus, like 10% influence. It's a stupid mechanic. Paying influence for influence is just kind of strange and dumb. So the way that I suggested is turn it back into a happiness resource, but do it that's actually rewards military action. And for that, I said make it so that it gives bonus happiness based on the number of capitals that you control, and a big chunk like plus 50 happiness per capital you control. So winning this war against the Empire would give me 50 happiness, and I don't have to keep them alive to do it. Or winning this Voidyani or this Riftborn war is going to give me another 50 happiness. So that actually rewards um, military action. And I have this so on my list. The way that I would change Jingoist Bill is in a similar way. Change it to be plus 15 happiness for each system taken for like 10 turns, and then plus 1 happiness per victory, per battle won for again like 10 turns. So it actually incentivizes militarist action rather than just declaring war on everyone for no reason. For only the happiness reason, I should say. And that's how I would change the militarist party. That the just declaring war is not enough because declaring war doesn't actually do anything. You're not committed to action. It's just like, hey, I'm gonna be an asshole eventually, maybe sometime. Really, I just want the happiness. So that's a huge problem, and I brought that up. I would really like to see a little bit more thought put into those type of things. Uh, but that's just me, I guess. If you guys have ever heard of the YouTube channel Extra Credits, I'm a huge fan of Extra Credits. They produce some of the most interesting commentary on game design and ways to intelligently design games that I've ever read or heard of. If you haven't heard of them, I highly suggest you go check them out. They have a weekly episode for the last like 6 years or something. Like they're just a huge amount of content, and I usually have them when I'm not streaming, just kind of playing in the background and listening to it. And that's why I am no game designer, and it is not my profession, and so I have very little call or credibility to tell game designers what to do and why I think they're doing their job wrong or whatever. Um, but I do, from listening to these things, I at least have some sort of insight, and I'm an avid player of the game, and I've put a whole lot of thought into this game and how it works. So, um, yeah, hopefully that lends some credence to what I say. At least I can say that I am slightly educated, and I'm working on my on becoming better educated on how to be give better feedback to game designers. Do I want to be a game designer? No. Like I have other things that I really love doing, but I love playing games, and I want to be able to help in their development. So my goal is to, I think I'm actually going to take the minus to science. So my goal is actually to be able to give better feedback to game designers. And to do that, you need to. No, I have no reason to have peace with you. Yeah, so I want to be able to give better feedback to game designers so that they can make better games that I like to play. Honestly, like that's really my motivation is that I love playing games. I want them to make better games, and the only way to do that is to be able to give them better feedback on exactly what we want. Where's Nas? All right, so that's coming in. All right, Unfallen, finally getting angry. How do I want to do this? So I got Kamos, awesome. Ooh, Tree of Worlds on Kamos, I didn't see that. So we're gonna switch these things over to things that I need. And, oh, I'm gonna be so unhappy. Everywhere is so unhappy. Let's go to our diplomacy screen. Who are we not at war with? That we could be. These Sophons. There's no reason to be at peace with you. They are now at war. Horatio, I don't even know where you are. I will introduce myself and then immediately declare war.
Your contact. Come to pry on the most stunning man. Horatio acknowledges. Horatio.
Horatio. Alright, so that should help my happiness a little bit. How are we doing now? Better. Still super high on this stuff. which makes me want to get this relatively soon. Wow, turn 90. I'm going real slow. Real slow, just crawling along. How long have I been doing this? Hour and a half. I'm probably just going to end this chunk of the stream for a little bit. Maybe, do I want to grab food? Maybe, like, do some things in my real life, like do laundry. Ugh. You know, take care of real life for a little bit. Do I want to do that now? What do you guys think? Should I do that now and then come back and play more, or would you rather me just play more now and then go take care of my real life later? I also want to keep these videos kind of to like an hour and a half because I'm uploading them to YouTube afterwards. So I don't want to get them, you know, have them be too long. Take a break now. All right, cool. Turn 90 then. That's when I'll do it. I hope to see you guys back for the stream in, say, I don't know, hour and a half, something like that. I'm just going to make some food, do some laundry, that kind of thing. So I hope to see you guys for the next installation of my UE practice. Take it easy until then.